Next is combative federalism seems to have replaced collaborative federalism in India. Question which I have asked ED, that is in ministries, organizations, there is a topic, governance topic. There is a possibility, more possibilities in internal security this year. Combative federalism seems to have replaced collaborative federalism in India. In the light of the statement, explain the issues involved in the recently passed farm bills and the cess method of taxation. I've discussed both in QIP class. So part 1, talk about the keywords cooperative and combative federalism. What is cooperative federalism? Cooperative federalism is, it talks about cooperation between the center and states and state. Two aspects are there. Is it constitutionally mandated? Is it given in the constitution? Yes. Particularly it is there. Specifically articles are there, 258. 258 talks about mutual delegation of functions. What is mutual delegation of functions? Cooperative federalism. Okay. GST Council is a cooperative federal body. Central states are coordinating. So cooperative federalism is 301. So cooperative federalism is a constitutionally mandated idea, is what you are saying. Bargaining federalism and all is not constitutionally mandated. This is mandated. So this is constitutionally mandated. So that's what I said. Whenever you get an opportunity of bringing it to constitution, do that. So in terms of combative, what is combative federalism? This in practice, in practice, this is not followed in spirit. This has certain issues in recent times, maybe farm bills, GST, or even cess. Is there any other example you have? Water disputes you have, governor, the office of governor, etc. That you can use as combative federalism. Now, why are giving more than, because it's a general statement. When you're giving a general statement, give more examples, thereafter come to specificity. Where did you see combative federalism? You saw in farm bills is what the statement is saying. So, first is, what is combative in terms of farm bills? First, it is encroaching on the state subject. Agriculture is a state subject, agriculture and market. But it was encroached how? They said that it is there in the concurrent, food items is there in concurrent list. So they have made a legislation on this. So this is violating federalism. Second is, it is a procedural violation. What has happened? How it was passed in Rajya Sabha? Even then when it was challenged, voting, they did not go for the third stage of voting. Okay. So this is again a federal violation because Rajya Sabha is a federal body. Okay, so this we are linking with the question. Now, cess. How is cess combative federal today, or how it is violating federalism? So first is the number of cess taxes has increased today to 35. Now cess is meant for specific targeted intervention for a specific education cess, health cess, etc. But when you are making it 35, how can it be targeted? If it is 4 or 5, it means that there are certain specific sectors. So it is harming fiscal federalism principle. Now most of them, subjects also if you look at, like education cess is there, health cess is there. Now all these are again where coordination between the center and state is needed. Education concurrent subject, health state subject. So that way, cess is hijacking certain things. Next is more important thing, the money which is being collected under cess, it is not being transferred to specific fund. It has to be transferred as a specific fund to, it should be kept under public accounts. But it is there under consolidated fund of India only. That is how, because they're showing it to cover fiscal deficit. This is again violation of fiscal federalism principle. A healthy federalism does not works on managing the budget properly. So this is again violation of fiscal federalism because you are showing it as part of CFI. The most important thing is Article 270 and 271. What does 270 say? 270 is about sharing of taxes on the recommendation of the Finance Commission. Now what is happening? With more and more items being brought, so in 270, what is the recommendation recently made? 42%. You have to share with the state. Now what is being done? They are talking about giving more to share state in 270, but many things are being hijacked and being put in 271. What is happening through that? Cess is not shareable. So on the one hand, you're giving or making at least, at least you're putting on a show of giving. On the other hand, you're taking it from the, so this is also violation. So when you say, consider the prerogative of the articles, so the priority of the articles, 270 is a priority, not 271. 271, why it is not a priority? Look at the language. It says that for specific purpose only. 270 is a general rule. 270 is a specific rule. So general rule prevails. Next is violation of GST. What was GST based on? Cooperative federalism, one nation, one taxation, etc. and all. Now with 35 cesses, how does your cooperative federalism of GST work, and how one country, one taxation works? That's also a violation. Next is, in all this, what you're doing is they're hijacking the recommendations of Finance Commission, which works on the principle of fiscal federalism. So these are the points you're discussing with respect to how federalism is being affected and cooperative federalism is being affected. So here you can talk about 280, Article 280. Next is, what are the mechanisms to address this? With respect to farm bills, I've discussed how we can override farm bills. In farm bill, there are omissions. There are no commissions. Omission is there is no MSP talked about. It does not talk about. It also says that it does not speak about how a farmer can act against a corporate. Can make farm bills wherever there is omission. Omission is you include MSP in that. So if you include, state laws include MSP, it will not be a violation. When will it be a violation? If center has included something and then you have contravened it, only then central law will prevail. But if something does not exist and state introduces it, it won't be a repugnancy. Okay? Here your doctrine of federal supremacy will not apply. That's one thing. Second is stronger finance commission. When I say stronger finance commission, what does it mean? Here it's an issue of finance commission. Finance commission has to take up this issue. Yes. Now why finance commission is not very effective? There are many problems in finance commission. One is, it is very recently you have a finance cell which is working regularly in terms of giving recommendations. But finance commission's recommendations are purely recommendatory in nature. There is no recourse in case there is a violation. Okay. Second is judicial. There is other mechanism also you can go for. Judicial route. Judicial feature given under SR Bommai case, there you can go and challenge. The most important thing is, say, federalism in politics, how many ever laws you have, how many ever institutions you have. Unless politics works in a proper fashion, laws will not work. So when you say politics, how do they work? First is state elections and Rajya Sabha. This proper sense people should have. Okay, one. So what will happen? Your Rajya Sabha is also hijacked, because if you're same party in the state also, Rajya Sabha is also not independent. So for a strong federalism, you need a vigilant public wherein it discriminates between the center and the state issues. Because whenever there has been the same party, be it Congress during the time of Nehru and now, the debate of federalism or healthy federalism never existed. Okay, at least the debate of federalism never existed initially. I don't know about healthy federalism. There were certain things healthy also. Okay. Next is Lok Sabha, populism and majority. If there has to be a strong sense of federalism, there is always a giving lesser than a majority. If you give a complete majority, there is always this problem going to happen. So when I say populism and majoritarian tendencies, where you give a complete majority to a specific government, the problem of federalism will always emerge. So there what you have to particularly speak about is voting pattern. Voting pattern is people voting for MPs, not PM. Okay, that kind of. So this is overall solution you are giving. As a conclusion, you can reserve these 2 points for conclusion and right. Yeah.